Minneapolis, a metropolitan city located in the Midwestern region of the United States of America. With it also being a fairly northern city, it experiences all four seasons: spring, summer, fall, and winter. How does a metropolitan city such as Minneapolis deal with all of that change of climate year? Gas bubbles expanding under highway roads during the winter and breaking the surface of the asphalt, creating potholes that need to be repaved and patched up with more asphalt, which is created from petroleum that is full of harmful chemicals that could cause severe damage to our ecosystems if overlooked for much longer. Along with the constant repairing of the asphalt roads, during the winter, the roads become slick with ice and snow, requiring constant coatings of salt and sand mixture to meet the demands of everyday lives of buzzing metropolitans during the sub-zero temperatures. There are no cleanup tactics in place for the added salt and sand. Once spring rolls around, all of the rainwater washes it into our soil and water systems, strongly impacting the life within them both. Minneapolis is a fairly well-off city when it comes to their recycling efforts. The politicians have made it easy for residents to be able to recycle and compost their waste by providing them with the opportunity to purchase the pickup of large, unsorted bins of recyclable waste and compostable food. Even so, littering is still a problem, especially in the places that you would not care to look. Eventually, the plastic and other trash accumulated on the sides of roads begin to break down and release the chemicals that they have held on to. So what? What does this have to do with anything? Soil is something that we often overlook as a society. It is so uniquely complex in the way that it hosts an unlimited amount of organisms in such a small amount. Not only does it harbor life, but it also contains the food and nutrients that we need to grow our crops. When the soil becomes over-farmed or contaminated, it loses that valuable nutrients that it needs to bear life. All of these things that we have talked about so far all end up in our soil and water systems, not only affecting the life within them, but a life around them, including humans. The salt from the winter icing eventually makes its way through the sewers and soils in the city and make it to the Mississippi, along with the toxic chemicals from the asphalt and plastics. The Mississippi then carries the salty and toxic water farther down south to where we grow our crops. Naturally, the farmers water their crops with the water from the Mississippi. The toxic, salty water then hinders the growth of healthy crops. Therefore, production and efficiency is down for the crop's yield. To cope with the then degraded soil quality, farmers lay the ground with fertilizers to make the soil rich again. The fertilizers eventually end up running off into the water system. The fertilizers then overnutriize the algae, leading to an overbloom of green goop covering the surface of ponds and lakes, trapping all the life underneath until there is no more oxygen left and the whole ecosystem dies. This is called eutrophication. It is a very large problem, not only near farms, but in suburban towns where fertilizers are overused to create thick green lawns. The runoff into ponds and rivers nearby are always covered in green sludge. This is the price that life pays for our green lawns. There are no real solutions for the overall problems that we see here, and all of this came from one Midwestern city, one that is relatively conscientious about pollution and climate change, one that is not too big, I might add. Now imagine all of these things and more happening on an even larger scale than what we've discussed here. It is a shocking reality that we live in, that people would pay such little mind to all of the damage to the earth and the life itself that we are creating as a species. It is disheartening and shortcoming of us. But what do we do? Solutions will come from the source. not from adding more chemicals to fix the imbalances. That would only be a temporary solution, eventually making its own problems from the new imbalances that it's created, like eutrophication. It is all about the ideas that we come up with to curb the pollution coming from the city, and then being able to reverse the damage that we've already done. Without stopping the pollution, we would practically be cleaning without a purpose, as the toxic chemicals would be coming in at an unprecedented rate. One reason that all of this is still happening and is an ongoing problem is that people are uneducated on this topic. Therefore, they continue with their mindless pollution. If people were to become educated on this subject, they might be able to see their faults in their ways, based on the harsh reality that we are all seemingly blind to as a society, and stop what they're doing and help become the solution. Spread the word, save the planet, be the solution.